2, 1.
Yay! Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Director Bound Mastermind Week 2, call Week 2. Yay! I'm so glad you guys could all hop on. I'm going to actually share my screen here, and I'm going to hope it's going to do good because I had a problem with PowerPoint today, but let's give it a shot. And then you guys are all going to have to let me know if you can see it.
Ooh, says goal achieved.
Huh? Oh, so
goal achieved.
yeah,
we can see
so
it.
it's there. We go.
Oh,
so you can see it. Yeah, I was having a little bit of an issue, and hopefully it's resolved. But we'll take it from here. So again, hello and welcome. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Belinda, and I have been a director for almost 5 years now. And I have to say, yep, I am far from perfect, but it is more about progress and not perfection. So when you focus too much on perfection, you really start worrying about everything and every step you take. So making mistakes does not mean you are a failure. So remember that. You're not failing if you're making mistakes. It only means that you're trying and you're learning the process. So when you make mistakes, learn to accept it and move on. That's what we call progress. So why am I saying this to you right now? It's simple. So perfection consists not in doing see if I can get this right, not in doing extraordinary things, but doing ordinary things extraordinarily. You want me to repeat that, or you dare me repeat it?
5 times.
So, huh?
5 times fast.
Yeah, right. So again, perfection consists not in doing extraordinary things, but doing ordinary things extraordinarily. It's not about being perfect. We're pampered, not perfect. It's about your effort. And when you bring that effort in your business every single day, that's where your transformation happens. That's where you start growing. You're going to hear us talk quite often about habits, habits, habits. That's how change occurs, and that's what we call progress. So, whoops. Okay. So, your success stories. So, there's got to be somebody in this call right now that has some success stories that they would love to tell us about what has happened in your business since last week's call. What was your secret? You know, what successes did you have with making your contacts each day? Were you able to add some bookings into your calendar for May and June? Can you say your goal was achieved? So somebody has got to have some success stories here, I'm sure. Who's going to raise their hand up first? Hello? I can't. Oh, Kaylee, yay, Kaylee, because I've been seeing an awful lot about you in in the Avengers. It is, oops, Lynn to director. Is Lynn on? I can't see Lynn.
Yes, Lynn is on. If you press
Okay, so she just sent a message or something, but I can't see the messages. So
I'll look for that.
But anyway, Kaylee, what happened to you? What is happening?
I wanted to mention. Sorry, Belinda, I was mentioning that we're recording.
Oh yes, we are recording.
Okay.
I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we are recording. So Kaylee, you got to have a success story.
Well, Karen. Karen's the reason. She's helped me through all of this. A lot of people were hesitant, and I kept just reaching out to Karen with the screenshots and going from there and following the breadcrumbs, and it's working.
Follow the breadcrumbs. That's a That's perfect. That's a perfect scenario. I love that. It's actually the first time I heard it the other day from Karen. So, and so you've recruited crazy, right?
Yeah.
Why are you saying it like that? I'd be like shouting from the rooftops right
I
now.
don't,
Yay!
I don't think I can believe it. And some of them I didn't even reach out to. They reached out to me, which is I'm just shocked about.
Oh, well, that's a perfect way. You know, I always say you don't get recruits. They don't get delivered to you on a silver platter. You have to go out for them, but sometimes they reach out to you, and isn't that, it's a great feeling.
Well, I
It's
have
got to
to
be a
say,
great feeling.
can I say that she might not have initiated the conversation, but she probably said or did something or showed some kind of excitement that made people want to go, what the heck is this girl doing? I want a part of it. So, you know, sometimes it's a personal outreach and sometimes it's just your excitement and enthusiasm that makes people say, whatever she's drinking, I want that Kool-Aid. So,
Yeah. I want whatever
Stacy
is
would
in
like
that
to get
Kool-Aid.
invited in.
mhm.
Who does?
Stacy?
Oh,
Oh,
Karen.
oh, yep. I don't know if I can do it with the screen share on. I can't get, all right, keep talking. I'll look for the waiting
Keep
room.
talking? Okay.
There we go.
All right, good. So are you guys all still tracking your contacts? Something very, very important in your business is to always remember to log your contacts. So your booking leads and your recruit leads. I don't know how you're tracking, what you feel more comfortable with tracking, but whether it's a spiral bound notebook with booking tab and recruiting tab, or it's electronically. I just can't keep track. Even though I have my phone on me all the time, I just don't feel comfortable. I like to have it on paper. Maybe it's because I'm old school, but whatever you're happy with and it's working for you, then keep doing it. If you can't, you're not happy with it, please reach out to us and just, you know, shout out and ask, you know, question as far as what is working best for us or whatever, but keep on tracking your contacts.
Can I throw out a
So,
quick question? I don't
yep.
mean, if everybody
No,
could
that's
just
all right.
holler out how many people you reached out to in the last week. Just holler it out. If you say, I don't know, just say, I don't know. But like, honestly, 2. Okay. Thank
Well,
you
we
for your
like your honesty.
okay. Anybody else got a number that how many outreaches, whether they talked back or responded or not?
In a
As
whole
far
week.
as bookings, a lot.
I
But a
talked to,
lot
I
don't
sent message.
respond.
Yeah. Sorry, Kimberly.
A lot don't respond, but I've got a lot of bookings from
Yep.
doing the green dotting and reaching out. I did my first Zoom party last week, and it was better than what I expected. The person actually, one of the guests actually bought everything that I just whipped out of my carousel.
So let me ask,
So it was
what's a
good.
lot? If you had to make a guess, what's a lot to you in a week?
I spend at least 15 minutes every day on green dotting and reaching out. So at least I know, like this, like I told Belinda, I did one day, it was 13 minutes and I had already gotten 2 bookings.
Yeah.
So what would you say, Kimberly? You reached out to 10 people, 15 people, 20 people
At
that
least
day?
15, 20 people that day. It was just copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste.
And guys, I am so glad you shared that because, you know, if we prejudge, we think, oh, how come I'm not getting the bookings Kimberly is. But when you know that she's just copying and pasting 10 to 15, 20 people a day, yeah. So
I'm also friending people that I don't even know. If we have 30, my motto is if we have 30 plus mutual friends, I'm friend requesting you. And majority of the people I don't know.
wow,
But it's adding to the people that I can ask to book.
that's a great tip.
And that is really getting out of your comfort zone, Kimberly. And it's that's awesome to hear. you know, for you to be able to message somebody that you don't even know, I mean, that's got to be pretty tough. But you're doing it, and you're doing a swell job at it, girl.
And once I submit the money that the unsubmitted right now, I get $490.15 to go before I hit level 3.
Nice.
Good.
All right. So anybody else or want to shout out?
Can I talk?
Going
Even though I'm in my
once?
car, I'm
Oh yeah,
not
go
sure
ahead,
if you
Lynn.
can see me.
Go ahead.
We can hear you.
So I reached out so I'm approximating at 45 because I friend request every single person that says, yes, they're going to go to the virtual. I friend request every one of them. And then I ask every one of them about hosting. If they don't respond to me, then I mention to them about the opportunity. So I haven't had any opportunity people, but I did get booking today. And I'm just friend requesting everyone. And my problem is I am losing track of how I acquired each one of those people. I need to figure out a way, but I did sign on another team member, so now I have 2 team members.
Woohoo!
Hey.
Way to go. Awesome.
And my sales are just under 5,000.
Yep.
Nice. Nice sales.
And I have 3 parties to go.
Gonna hit that 6,000.
That's my goal.
Yep,
I
you're
want
not that far away.
6,020 is my goal.
What a great goal. You'll hit it, Lynn. You'll hit it. So anyway, have you all written down your promotion target date since last week? Do you have a date in mind as far as when you would love to promote? So I'll let you think about that for a little while. So the truth is that some of you will achieve your goal on the date that you set, and some of you will miss your first target date, and that's okay. We just set another target date, right? That's what I actually did. So let's think about what might be holding you back from achieving your goal. Sometimes it takes a call like this to talk among friends to be able to bring it out. So there's really one thing that I think that holds many consultants back from having the success that they're looking for, and this was probably my biggest issue, and that is fear. So whether it's fear of getting enough bookings or fear of getting enough consultants, fear of not being able to be in front of enough people, let's try to break it down for you. So the first thing though is you have to figure that out as far as what your fear is, if you have a fear. I think everybody has some kind of a fear or something, except for maybe Kaylee.
It's funny because I was just going to say, I fear all of that.
You what?
I fear all of that. That's what I was going to say.
She's doing it scared.
This
She's
is the
doing it
second
scared.
time I learned the first time, like, just do this, because if I don't, it's got to be now.
Yeah, you've got to jump. You've got to jump, and most of us jump and do it scared for a while, except for maybe Karen. But I'm sure
scared.
I'm sure she. Oh yes, I know she was scared on her very first party. But so, what is fear? So fear is false evidence appearing real to you. So most fear is self-created, and it's easily becomes self-limiting to you. So we are often under the impression that things all around us, things outside of us, cause us our fear, when in reality most of it begins with our own thoughts and our own beliefs. So you can change your fear when you realize what the source is really in your own mind. So does anybody want to share? I think Kaylee just probably did, but taking action to your fear. So write down one thing that you fear as it relates to promoting to a director. So right now, if you have a pen and paper handy, write down one thing that you fear as it relates to promoting to a director. And then when you get that done, now take that same fear or statement that you just wrote down and reframe your story. For example, if your fear is not being able to recruit 5 team members, change it to say something like, when I ask enough people, I will easily recruit 5 new team members. So it's more positive. And when you start putting that into your head and putting that into your head and keep on repeating that to yourself, your brain is eventually going to say that automatically, instead of thinking, oh, I'm never going to recruit 5 team members. So it's just actually, it's just the way our brains work. So who wants to share what your fear is? Anybody?
I will.
Okay. And who is this? Oh, this is Kaylee.
I'm afraid that I won't stay successful when I do hit it.
Okay. So how would you turn that statement around, Kaylee, and make it more positive?
I wrote that when I apply myself, I'm my boss and I'm my success.
Ooh, nice. That is a nice one. So, and mine, I'm just going to actually tell you what my fear was not having enough shows in my calendar to be in front of enough people, right? So I would just kind of say to myself, basically, when I ask enough people to book a party, will be easily in front of enough people to book more parties. So that was a very, very easy way to turn that one around. Anybody else have a fear they'd like to express? Whoops.
Coming off too pushy.
Ooh, who was that?
Shelley.
Sounded like Shelley.
Yep.
So now how would you turn that around, Shelley?
Well, that's funny that you should ask, because I really don't know how to turn that statement around.
Karen, can you help her turn that statement around real fast?
Shelley, have you ever been to a restaurant?
Yes.
Have they ever said to you, would you like to start with a beverage?
Yes.
What do you say?
Yes.
Okay. And have they said to you, would you like an appetizer?
Karen, I like food, so I get where you're going. But yes.
So has there ever been anybody at your table who said, no, thank you, I don't want an appetizer?
Yes.
And do you think the waiter was thinking, oh my God, I hope they don't think I was pushy?
No.
No, they're just offering. Offering is not pushy. And if you know, and then like, you know, if they said to you, if you said no about an appetizer and they said, are you sure we have really good, we've got buy one, get one appetizers tonight. Are you sure you don't want to hear about them? And you go, don't tempt me. No, I don't want it. And they go, okay. Are you going to sit there and go, can you believe how pushy that waiter or that waitress was? No, they're doing their job. They're offering everything to everybody. Don't prejudge. I guarantee you, you will lose leads. Offering is not pressuring.
Yep, and it's definitely not being pushy. I always said when I first started, I am not a pushy person, and I will not push bookings on people, and I will not push anybody to recruit in my team, to my team. But you know, I've quickly realized, well, it took me a little while, that I was not being pushy. I was actually offering something that I love, and I wanted to be able to help somebody else. So that waiter or waitress that Karen is talking about, maybe they like appetizers. So they just wanted to ask you, or a dessert or something, but yet it was their actual job. So, but anyway, from the fear, now another thing you can do is write an affirmation. So when you write an affirmation, so what is a positive affirmation? Positive affirmations are positive phrases or statements that you repeat to yourself over and over. I know consultants that have pasted their affirmations, wrote it on lipstick on their mirror in their bathroom, and you just, every time you go in there, you read it, you're training your brain with that positive affirmation. So it changes it gets rid of those unhealthy thoughts in your brain. So you see this catamaran sitting here on this picture? Well, I think Karen knows this has been my affirmation right from the get-go. Isn't that a salamander or something? um, it is, so my affirmation, what I've done is I've taken my affirmation and I've done a sticky note right on top of my laptop, right in my laptop screen. So whenever I turn on my laptop, that's the very first thing I saw. And I still see it. It's changed a little bit because the team has grown. But so my affirmation was, so this is my new catamaran located in Central Belize. I have 20 new recruits on my Pampered Chef team, and Smiling Wide, which is the name of our boat, was purchased from additional money earned as a director. Now, my affirmation before that was very, very similar, but it was 10 recruits by December 30th or something of that particular year. I didn't make it then, but I did make it in February. So when I did make it in February, I changed it. Now I'm going to be changing it again because advanced director that's what I'm hoping for.
Hoping.
But anyway.
Working.
Huh?
You're not
Working
hoping
for.
You're
Yeah,
working
for. Thank you. See, you two can all be a director and say the wrong things.
Not wrong.
Or not wrong. Thanks, Karen. That's all right. That's all right. That's how we learn, by our mistakes, correct? So you guys want to start thinking of a nice positive affirmation, and like I said, plaster it all over the place. Plaster it all over your wall in your office, or put it right on your visor on your in your car or something, so that you always see it. So who wants to share one thought as to what is holding you back from taking action? And let's create a positive affirmation about your success in promoting to director. So anybody has anybody ever set up like a positive affirmation? No?
I have
Okay.
a sign in my
So I'm
bathroom.
going to give you an example.
Oh,
Yeah?
sorry.
Go ahead, Shelley.
I have a little plaque in my bathroom that's on my, right in front of the mirror, and it says, "Do something great today."
Ooh.
So I see it every day when I get in and out of the shower, when I brush my teeth, when I'm brushing my hair.
Mm-hmm.
So it just sort of sets the tone for the day.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And I also know that Kimberly has a block, and which I gave to her. I don't remember how many years ago, a couple of years ago, or maybe last year. And it has different sayings on all the sides of the block itself. And I think she's asking Sandy to go and get it for her, right? And I know she looks at when she needs to flip it over. So but one thing, an example of a affirmation, it's my promotion, a positive affirmation about your success. It's my promotion date, and I am a director of a strong growing team. Oh, there it is. There's one side that says make it happen.
Yeah,
And what's
make
the other
it
side?
happen. You can, you will. Dream big. You got this. And make it happen.
Yeah. So yeah, and I know she turns it around and looks at different things when she's doing different levels of her business during the day. So anyway, a good example of a positive affirmation about your success in promoting to a director. It's my promotion date, and I'm a director of a strong growing team that I'm really proud to lead. So remember, your brain is not as smart as you think it is. Why? Because your brain will believe anything you tell it. Think about it. What are you telling your brain every day? So go for it, people, and do those affirmations. And I'm telling you, it actually did help me for sure. So one of the things is obviously host coach, right? And start fishing for those bookings. You got to get some bookings. You got to get some bookings. How are you going to get the bookings, right? Host coaching is one of the most important elements of real successful booking at your parties. You got to create that bond with your host. If you're not creating a bond with the host, you really want to start doing that, because your host will bond with you, and you'll get so your sales will be successful, your booking, your recruiting, everything starts to grow once you start bonding with your host and really getting to know your host. um, Now, our goal, it used to be we book two, we're not through until we book two. Well, now it's I'm not free until I book three. That's the way I look at it. So you always want to have one show to replace the one that you're in right now, and two shows to grow. So you really should be booking or trying to book, booking, sorry, Karen, at least 3 bookings per show. You might be thinking, ooh, that's a lot of shows, right? Well, it's not if you're really coaching your host. She can help you also book those shows. You don't have to do it all by yourself. She's the one that's friends with these people, with her guests. So she's the one, if you give her the words to say, she's the one that really can run with it and say, hey Karen, oh my goodness, this was such a fun party, and I would just love to jump on a party if you would host a party, right? And from my book a party from my show, I'll jump on there and I'll make your party real successful. So your goal is to never close a party without 3 bookings. Did you know that more than 80% of parties are booked with people at your parties? It goes the same thing for virtual, live. I'm not too sure if these were statistics from virtual or live parties, but I can only say that from the virtual parties that I've had in the past couple of months, this has got to be really close, because I think almost 3/4 of the parties I've had 3 or 4 bookings from each party, and they're booking in so close. You don't have to wait 2 weeks out for them to say, oh geez, let me have to look at my calendar, and oh, I wanna find out from my friends if they're available. Oh my goodness, they're probably on Facebook every single night anyway, right? So that's definitely something. So let's brainstorm and come up with some ideas for getting bookings at your virtual parties. So anybody got some ideas as far as what or how you can get some bookings right at your party? Just start hollering them all out there.
When someone makes a comment about how they like the big ticket items, like the blender, the air fryer, especially the air fryer now, and the quick cooker, I will tell them, like, oh, well, you can get that at 60% off or half off if you host a party, and then give them the other breakdown of what the perks are to hosting.
Absolutely.
So I did that for March when I had a party, and I did end up getting 3 bookings off of that just by doing that.
Nice job. That is definitely, using those power tools are definitely a plus in in bookings, definitely. Anybody else? Kaylee, you're quiet all of a sudden. Have I picked on you too much or what?
No, I'm just struggling with the bookings because I reach out to these people to become hosts and they end up signing. So now I'm getting, which I'm so excited about, but now like where are my bookings going because they're taking them.
That's not a bad thing. That is not a bad problem. And
You're
Kaylee,
investing the bookings. They're not taking it. You're investing.
yeah.
No.
Oh, there we go. Oh boy. But
It's
Kaylee, I have actually found myself, I've been in that same predicament the last 3 recruits. You know, I got 4 bookings from one party and then she ended up joining 2 days after her party ended. And it's like, oh, okay, so I've got to go and I've got to either get on the phone or I've got to go forward and keep on getting more bookings. So,
And I just want to say, this is why you want to get in the habits that are required. You know, you want to make sure the attendance is there. You want to make sure you're following up with people when they talk about those power tools to invite them to host. It's why you want to work with the host to say, who are the rock star guests? You know, getting the host to reach out and say, oh my gosh, I totally want the blender. If you have a party, I'll order it from your party. You know, things like that, because you're going to recruit some people and you're going to give those bookings away. And if you're only getting 1 booking per party, that's a scary place. But if you're getting multiple bookings per party because of the habits, not because of perfection, but because of the habits, it's going to be a self-sustaining calendar.
mhm. And that's exactly why we do 30 plus contacts a day, is to get, you know, get more people. I mean, you don't want to rely on just the guests that are at a show. You want to be contacting people out there, you know, all over the place. Like Kimberly said a little while ago, she's been messaging people who she didn't even know. That's you know, that's a real good way to get out there. So, I mean, I'm with you, Kaylee. I've been doing the same thing. I have been, you know, going through my contacts list, and every time you have a party, I don't know if everybody does this, but every time I have a party, the guest's name goes on my contact list. So unfortunately, I just had a party. Oh, well, it was fortunate. She had 28 guests that purchased from her party, but she had 72 people say they were going. She ended up recruiting. She became a recruit of mine. So I have already told her, write all those names down. Get your contacts list already started, because you have such a good start on a contact list of 100. So, but any other ideas as far as getting bookings at your virtual parties?
Did someone already say that the host said, you know, shares with them that they get an additional half price item at that booking? Somebody already
Nope.
said that? Okay, because
Nobody has said that.
Okay, so I usually have my coach my hosts into saying specifically that. I don't have them sugarcoated. I'm just like, hey, look, you have a party. I get to get another half price item at your party.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people want to help that person out because they're already, number one, their friend, and they did they were their host, and now they're going to host for them to help them out. They don't even realize that at that point that they're getting their free and discounted items. They're like, oh yeah, I'll do that to help my friend. So I use that as for bookings also.
Right. Yep, definitely. How about encouraging your host to be so active in the party, right? Your host has got to be active in the party. And again, it's your host that's going to help you get the virtual parties. So keeping your host active in your party is probably, one of the most important things. I always tell my hosts, that's the first thing I tell them. One of the first things is, if it was a live party, you wouldn't be upstairs in your bedroom while all your guests are in the kitchen. You'd be down there mingling with them. I really want you in the party and, sitting in your living room with all of them at the same time virtually. So, and then of course sharing all the benefits of the hosting a party. Also, we don't want to forget about full service checkout. You even do a full service checkout from a virtual party, not just a live party. You want to think of your virtual parties as just like what you would do at a live party. So contact all of your purchasing clients, the guest, or you can even start going through. What I do a lot of times is I'll go through and I'll start messaging everybody that has clicked going or to join, and I'll just message them all and just say thank you very much for joining Karen's party. I hope you really like it, and make sure you ask me for if you have any questions or anything. And you know, if you and then I might even throw in a couple booking seeds or some recruiting seeds. It all depends on, you know, I'll give her a chance to react to me first, and then if she keeps the message going, then I'm just going to keep on going. So party themes spark interest, right? So party themes are really, really important, I think, in your virtual parties. So offer your party themes. Create an online survey to learn about the guest's interest. I also create a mid survey so I can actually get a chance to know the guest before the end of the party. So then if I know already, you know, I know their name and I know a little bit about them, um, and I can already tell, I mean, if they want to book a party before the end of the show, it's all right there in the mid survey. So um, and then, of course, ask your host to reach out to a few of our guests to encourage them to book. There's nothing wrong with that. Challenge your host to get like 3 bookings. If you get, you know, hey, if you can get 3 bookings from your friends, I'll throw in an extra gift, or I'll send you an extra gift or something in the mail. So you can even send her the words to say, so she can say something like, I just wanted to send you a quick message and say thanks for joining in on my online party. I really wanted to host because I love the product and I truly love free stuff. So I wanted to have this virtual party because I really didn't feel like cleaning my house. So my consultant she's just made it so easy for me. And oh my goodness, the new product line is out of this world crazy. It has an air fryer. So what do you think? It's all done virtual and so much fun. Let me know now, because my wish list is really huge and I'd love to jump on your party. So that again is the host giving her some words to say, for her to go out and you know, ask a couple of her rock star friends. So anyway, without further ado, let's go a little further here. So remember, you are the facilitator of fun. So you want to create interest by using you can use images from marketing imagery. There's some awesome imagery in there, or you can make your own on Canva or whatever you use to make your own. Go live with a recipe that features a power tool, like Kaylee said. I think it was Kaylee that said, oh, maybe no, Shelly said it. Go live with a recipe that features a power tool on your ask your host, what's your favorite product? And if she says it's the deluxe cooking blender, so go live, feature that on your right in your virtual party. I am here to say that I never did videos. I hate videos. I'm scared to death of videos. I'm getting very used to videos because I held myself accountable. So I'm doing much better in them. And I am doing a live video every single party that I've got going. And It's just tremendous what it's doing. So big one here is build a friendship with all the guests through private messaging. So you could say something like, oh my goodness, thank you so much for your order. But more than that, you are the rock star of the party. Thank you so much for commenting and participating. And then you can also maybe plant in a seed or whatever on recruiting if the timing is right, or if that particular guest is willing to listen. So offer the business. There's almost nothing worth accomplishing sorry, it's getting late, my glasses are fogged up. Almost nothing worth accomplishing can be done alone. So when you put your focus on the 4-in-1 theory, I don't know if anybody's heard of that. 4-in-1, you'll recruit one person from every 4 parties that you hold. But to do this, you really need to identify recruit leads from every single party. Now, if you're stuck and you want to, got to talk to your director, find out what are some of the trigger points? What do I look for, right? Because at every single party, there is at least one, if not more, recruit leads. But we always ask ourselves, is there a recruiter at that party, which is yourself? So the first lead is always the host. The host is going to be your first lead. And what time is it? 10 of? Cool. And the next lead are obviously all the guests at the party. So how do you identify a potential recruit from a virtual party when you're not really face to face with them, right? So it's a simple answer to this. Everybody is a potential consultant. You just have to ask the question. So that's it. That's the recruiter in the room, but you have to ask the question. Whoops. So the next thing is sharing the opportunity and getting the commitment, right? It's like a 3-step process. First thing is to inform. So this is where you let the guest know about the benefits of the business. This can be through, an Ask Me Anything post, guessing games, whatever you do at your virtual parties, telling your story. Share your story. Either share it live or pre-recorded video. I like to do my story live because I feel more personal with them that way, even though I have no idea if they're watching it when I'm on, because I can't see the little 1, 2, 3 eyeballs that come up or whatever it is. But keep it short, sweet, but create the desire. You can use the video testimonials from marketing imagery. I mean, all the tools are there for you to use. The next step is to invite. So this is when you invite the guest to learn more. Play a game that opens up the communication line direct to you in a private message. So you use a game post and let them know that they have to personally message you the answer. You don't want the answer put down there right under the post. You want them to personally message you the answer. Now, what that does is that kind of gives you an in to start chatting with that guest. So you gotta, once, if they give you an answer, you're not just going to let them hang there. You're going to automatically respond to that answer. And usually that response that you're going to give them, you always want to ask a question at the end. So then they have to write back to you. And then ask another question at the end. And they'll write back to you again. Just keep it going until you get the information to them that you want to get to them. So, and share the link from your Pampered Chef page on how to be a consultant right in the party. So I just started doing that, and my last 2 parties, I recruited the host. They they looked at that how to be a consultant page right from my Pampered Chef page. Um, so 2 out of 2, that's not bad. I'm going to keep going because it did work. Then there, of course, is inquire. This is when you inquire about questions that the guest may have about the business. You can do this through text messages, um, Messenger on Facebook, and of course the telephone, right? We don't want to forget about the phone. It the phone was out there before text messaging and Messenger on Facebook, so let's not forget about the phone. So you personalize your message about the guests you are writing to. So you want to know your guest a little bit that you're writing to them. You don't want to say, "Hi, oh, congratulations! I hear that you're pregnant," and wrong guest. Not the right guest. She's not pregnant. She's 80 years old or whatever. Doesn't work. So make sure you know the guest that you're working with, and you can actually say something like. Oh my goodness, you looked like you were having so much fun in the party, and I loved how comfortable you were when talking about your favorite products. Paper Chef has completely changed my life, and it may not be for everybody, but it could be for someone, and I would have never known if I had not tried it out. If I promised you that it would not require a wedding band and no pressure, just some information, would you want to learn more? So that's something that you could write to them, but that's actually inquiring and giving them a little bit of information. So we have some whoops, sorry. So when we have some red flag questions during some game activities that I just wanted to put out there so that you would know, um, some things to look at and be watching for. So how many shows do you do per week? Are there many consultants in the area? Do you do all of your shows at night? Do you get to keep all of those products? Does your husband mind if you do this? Are those bags heavy, which is for like a live party? So when people ask questions like these, you might be thinking, oh, how nice. How nice. She's so interested in me. Not. She or he is actually probably thinking, could this be something that might work for me? You will not know until you ask. So you've got to always ask. So this week's call to action, am I to do the call to action, Karen? They have a call to action on every call, right? Every week? Okay. So this week's call to action, number 1, and I'll post these under after the recording is been put on. It'll probably only go on tomorrow. And I'm sorry for that. But come to next week's call prepared to chat about your parties, your bookings, and your recruit leads. Continue your 30 contacts a day for booking and recruiting, and don't forget your notebook. Write your commercial or your brief story and record a video. Send the video to Karen or myself before the call so we can chat about it. Now, what this video is going to help you tremendously, it's going to help you tweak your commercial a little bit, and it's going to help you get over the fear of doing a video. I wish somebody would have done that to me. Make a list of the things you learned in this week's call that you will be taking action on right away. 2 or more ideas for booking parties at parties. If you guys can each come up with 2 or more ideas, we'll run through them. How you will inform people at your parties about your business opportunity, and how you will identify the rock stars at parties. not too much, right? You guys got this. Anyway, so you keep your eyes on the goal, you guys, and don't forget to screenshot your director, right?
Absolutely. I want to just say two things. When it said come up with 2 ideas that you're going to do to increase your bookings, it can be stuff that was shared tonight that caught your attention. Say, oh, I want to do that. So you don't have to come up with a brand new idea. And second of all, remember what she said at the beginning? It's progress, not perfection. So don't let perfection hold you back. Don't let, if you say, oh my gosh, can I really reach out to 30 people a day? If you can't, reach out to as many as you can. Take 5-10 minutes a day. Hey, I'm talking. Sorry, it's got a really deep voice. Anyway, so and those screenshots, guys. If you do nothing else, send screenshots. They are so helpful. It's where where the rubber meets the road, and you're gonna get help right exactly where you need it when you need it. All right, that's it.
Awesome. So next week, same time, same bat channel. Anybody have any questions or anything? I know I'm sorry. Whoa, I was going to say I'm sorry I'm running late, but wow, I'm not running late. Yay! That's a first, I think. Another first. Anyway, anybody else have any questions or anything?